West Haven, another shoreline community, still recovering, if not reeling after Hurricane Sandy. And while the storm packed a punch there, it could have been much worse. Here to tell us about how the city survived and how things are going there right now, West Haven Mayor John Picard. Welcome, Mayor. And you say that you feel as if, in some respects, West Haven dodged a bullet.
Jeff, people are still hurting a little bit, but I think we got lucky in a couple fronts. One, we didn't have a lot of rain, and two, the storm hit at 8 and not at high tide at midnight.
Yes.
And if it did, it would have been much worse. I know a lot of people have problems, and we still have some power outages, but and the people have been very understanding. So yes, it definitely could have been worse.
And during the break, you were telling me that about 1,000 people there are still without power. Out of what's the population there?
There's 53,000 people in West Haven, so there's still about 1,000 left as of about 8 o'clock last night. So there's always work to do in communications and ways to improve, and we'll have those discussions, later on after this is over.
And I think that a lot of people have been remarkably patient. They certainly knew to expect a big hit with what happened last year with Rita. But Irene. Why am I saying Rita? I mix them up. But after a week, people start losing their patience. How are people handling that?
Again, for the most part, they're handling it pretty well.
Yeah.
If you don't have power, of course, you're not happy. But I think everybody did an excellent job. The governor's office kept us informed. He was there. All our federal legislators were there. So everybody's communicating well, and the people are understanding. But when you don't have power after 5 or 6 days, it starts to become an issue.
It can fray your nerves, can't it?
Exactly.
Now, I understand, too, that unlike a lot of shoreline communities, West Haven sustained a lot of damage inland with the downed trees and power lines, but that's getting better. But you were telling me also during the break about one particular home that the outside looked okay, but what was the inside like?
Yeah, we were just there the other day, as a matter of fact, with the governor, and I was saying earlier, if you looked at the outside, there's nothing wrong with the house. You walk inside the woman's house, and there's no floor. You can see the beach.
Wow.
Thankfully, she heeded the warning. She was not in the house. A lot of people did heed the warnings. We're lucky. I'm lucky. We have a great emergency management team, police, fire, public works, health, our board of ed. Everybody stepped up, but so the people listened.
And Governor Malloy was in town a day or two ago. I'm sure you had some moments alone to chat with him. What's his overall take, and what was he telling you?
In part, he was saying the same thing. We got somewhat lucky here because it could have been a lot worse, but there was substantial damage, along the shoreline and inland. And he asked me, John, do you think, what he did was good? I said, absolutely. I mean, the notices that they sent out, we must have had 15 or 20 weather reports and conference calls. So I think he did an excellent job. Notifying the people and doing everything you can to keep them safe.
I know one specific concern was the Route 162 bridge that was closed for a time, and FEMA looked it over and they've given it the thumbs up?
Yeah, the bridge they thought was compromised. It wasn't. The road was compromised a little bit, so they had to do a little backfill. But you saw a lot of beach erosion, a lot of erosion there. That flooded. It was flooded by 6 o'clock at night, and again, high tide wasn't until midnight. So FEMA was there. They've been cooperative. They've been there. So we're going to do our best to help our residents get back to normal and keep going forward. And I think what we need to do after this is get everyone involved again to see how we can, keep planning for this and hope it never happens, but keep working out what worked well we want to improve on, what didn't work well we have to fix.
Seems like these things are happening on an annual basis now, so I guess we need to be thinking ahead, perhaps. We hope not. West Haven Mayor, John Picard, thank you very much for joining us.
No
and we know it's been a lot of work for you guys. Good luck and Godspeed as we wish everybody there and elsewhere.